Good morning and welcome to your Atlantic weather update for Tuesday, September 30th, 2025. Today, we have a lot to cover as the Atlantic hurricane season is in full swing. We're at the peak of hurricane season and the tropics are living up to their reputation. The Atlantic is bustling with activity and we have several systems to keep an eye on. Today we're tracking two major systems, Hurricane Ombberto and Tropical Storm Alda, which is on the verge of becoming a hurricane. These storms are showing significant development and could impact several regions. Our focus, what's happening, who's at risk, and how you can prepare. It's crucial to stay informed and take necessary precautions to protect yourself and your loved ones. The Atlantic has already produced several major hurricanes this season, and we're not out of the woods yet. Each storm brings its own set of challenges and potential dangers. Impacts from these storms can reach far inland. Dangerous surf, heavy rain, and strong winds. Coastal areas are particularly vulnerable, but even inland regions can experience severe weather. We'll cover the Bahamas, Bermuda, the U.S. East Coast, Gulf of Mexico, and the Caribbean for a full picture. Each of these areas could see significant impacts from the current storm systems. The forecast is your guide. Simple steps now can make all the difference. Preparing an emergency kit, securing your home, and having a plan can help you stay safe. Let's dive into the details so you can be ready, not worried. Knowledge and preparation are key to weathering the storm. Here's what's happening right now. Stay tuned for the latest updates and detailed forecasts. Out in the Atlantic, we're tracking two very different storms. First, Hurricane Ombberto, a former Category 5 powerhouse now west of Bermuda. The good news, Ombberto's core will miss Bermuda but expect large swells and gusty winds. Ombberto is curving north, staying away from the U.S. and weakening as it heads toward cooler waters. Its main impact now is steering the weather around it, including Alda's path. Now, Tropical Storm Alda, centered over the northern Bahamas, bringing heavy rain and gusty winds. The worst is moving away from the Bahamas, but saturated ground remains. Alda is strengthening and is expected to become a hurricane later today as it moves into the open Atlantic. Unlike Ombberto, Alda's path puts Bermuda directly in its sights. That's why our focus is shifting to Alda and Bermuda's preparations. Tropical Storm Alda is now moving away from the Bahamas, leaving behind a trail of heavy rain, gusty winds, and choppy seas. The islands are beginning to see some relief as the storm's center pulls farther north, but the threat is far from over. Alda is entering the warm, fast-moving waters of the Gulf Stream, a region notorious for fueling tropical systems. Here, the ocean's heat acts like high-octane fuel, giving storms the energy they need to grow stronger and more dangerous. Forecasters expect Alda to intensify rapidly. By tonight, it's likely to reach hurricane status, with sustained winds climbing above 74 miles per hour. The storm's structure is becoming more organized, and satellite images show a tightening core, classic signs of strengthening. The projected path keeps Alda well offshore from the U.S. East Coast, tracking northeast and sparing coastal cities from a direct hit. Still, the storm's influence will be felt far and wide. Powerful swells and dangerous rip currents are already impacting beaches from Florida up through the Carolinas. Even without landfall, these conditions can be hazardous for swimmers, boaters, and anyone near the shore. Forecast models are in strong agreement. Alda is on a direct course toward Bermuda. The island is now in the storm's crosshairs, and preparations are underway. Residents of Bermuda have today and most of tomorrow to secure their homes, gather emergency supplies, and make final preparations. Local officials are urging everyone to take the threat seriously and to complete all preparations before conditions deteriorate. Weather will begin to worsen by Wednesday afternoon, with rain bands and gusty winds arriving first. The core of the storm, bringing the most intense winds and heaviest rain, is expected late Wednesday night into Thursday morning. As Alda nears Bermuda, it's forecast to be a strong Category 1 hurricane, and there's a real possibility it could strengthen to Category 2. This means sustained winds could exceed 96 miles per hour, with even higher gusts. The combination of warm ocean waters and favorable upper-level winds could allow Alda to intensify even further as it approaches the island, making the situation potentially more dangerous. This is a serious and potentially life-threatening storm. Everyone on Bermuda should take all necessary precautions now and be ready for significant impacts from wind, rain, and coastal flooding. Two hurricanes hundreds of miles apart are influencing each other in the Atlantic. Ombberto, northwest of Bermuda, is acting like a boulder in a river, altering the atmospheric flow. Its circulation has created a weakness in the Bermuda High, steering Alda sharply northeast, right toward Bermuda. This steering effect is why forecasters are confident in Alda's track. Computer models all show the same outcome, increasing forecast certainty. Ombberto's legacy is the path it's carved for Alda. Hurricane forecasting is complex. Storms interact with distant systems. In this case, Ombberto's influence means Bermuda must prepare now. The setup has locked Alda onto a collision course with the island. Bermuda, now is the time to act. Alda is coming. The island is bracing for a powerful storm, and preparation is absolutely critical. As the skies darken and the winds begin to pick up, every moment counts. Take this time to make sure your home, your family, and your community are ready for what's ahead. Expect strong Category 1 or possibly even Category 2 winds. These are not to be underestimated. The force of Alda's winds will be felt across the island, with the potential to uproot trees, damage property, and make travel extremely dangerous. Sustained winds could reach near 90 miles per hour, with even higher gusts possible. These intense gusts can turn everyday objects into dangerous projectiles, so it's vital to secure anything that could blow away. These winds can damage roofs, snap trees, and cause widespread power outages. Downed power lines and blocked roads may make it difficult for emergency crews to reach you, so plan to be self-sufficient for at least several days. Heavy rain will bring flooding to low-lying areas and poor drainage spots. Flash flooding can happen quickly, especially in neighborhoods that have flooded before. Clear drains and gutters now to help water flow away from your home, and never drive through flooded roads. Just a few inches of water can sweep a car away. If you see water rising, turn around and find a safer route. Storm surge is a major threat. This is when the ocean is pushed inland by the force of the wind, raising water levels dramatically along the coast. Sea levels will rise, causing coastal flooding and beach erosion. Even areas that don't usually flood could be at risk, so stay alert if you live near the water. Secure boats and be ready to move to higher ground if you're in a flood-prone area. Move valuables and important documents to a safe place, and make sure your evacuation plan is ready to go if needed. Listen closely to the Bermuda Weather Service and local officials for updates. Conditions can change quickly, so stay informed. Stock your hurricane kit. Water, food, batteries, flashlights, first aid, these are essentials. Don't forget medications, important documents, and supplies for pets. Make sure you have enough to last at least 3 days. Secure outdoor items and board up windows if possible. Patio furniture, garden tools, and anything loose should be brought inside or tied down to prevent them from becoming hazards. Have a safe place to ride out the storm, and make sure your family knows the plan. Review your emergency contacts and talk through what to do if you get separated. Stay inside and away from windows during the peak of the storm. The safest place is an interior room on the lowest floor, away from glass and exterior walls. Your safety is the top priority. By preparing now and following official guidance, you can help protect yourself, your loved ones, and your community from Alda's impact. While Alda targets Bermuda, the rest of the Atlantic remains active. The U.S. East Coast will see rough surf and dangerous rip currents. Heed lifeguard warnings. Tropical storm Imelda is bringing rain and gusty winds to the southeast, with isolated flooding possible. Newfoundland could see rain and wind from Alda's remnants later this week. The Gulf of Mexico is primed for new tropical development. Residents should stay alert. The Caribbean and Central America are dealing with heavy storms and flooding risks. It's peak season. Everyone in the Atlantic basin should stay prepared. To recap, Hurricane Alda is strengthening and heading straight for Bermuda. Finish preparations today. Conditions will worsen by Wednesday afternoon. Ombberto is steering Alda's path, even as it moves out to sea. The U.S. East Coast faces high surf, while the southeast deals with Imelda's rain. The Gulf and Caribbean remain active. Stay alert for new developments. Your safety comes first. Have a plan, check your supplies, and follow official updates. Help neighbors who may need assistance. We'll keep you updated as Alda approaches. Stay informed, stay calm, and be prepared.